Hey, what's up, Novice Nation? It's me. I just wanted to say thank you so much for an amazing Fall Guys stream yesterday. You guys came in as always, played with me, and we had a great time. But there is something I wanted to talk about that came up during the stream, more towards the end. At a certain point, I noticed that multiple people in my live chat, as well as the voice chat, started opening up more about their personal lives and upbringings. And it really struck a chord with me. The reason why is everyone started talking about their experiences specifically with being bullied, whether it was for a developmental disorder, an interest in video games, or whatever. One person ended up sharing their story of getting bullied growing up, then another, then another, then another. And at the time, I did address it a little bit, but not as much in the way that I would have liked to. Primarily because we were playing Fall Guys. I didn't necessarily think that it was the appropriate venue to have a nice sentimental conversation about being bullied. You're kind of there just playing and having a fun time. Also, I was just very distracted trying to play the game, so it was really hard for me to try and engage and be as sensitive as I would have liked to be listening to these stories. So that's why I'm making this video. The reason it struck so much of a chord with me is because of how much I was able to relate. I didn't grow up extremely poor. I mean, my parents weren't wealthy by any means. I didn't grow up with any sort of disorder or disability or anything like that. But from a very early age, about around 2 years old, I was playing Nintendo games, and I absolutely loved Nintendo games. When I went to school, my main way of relating with my classmates was talking about those exact same games. A lot of the guys in my class were very much into sports, and if they were into video games, they weren't into Nintendo. They were more into like Xbox, PlayStation, first-person shooter games, and I had a really difficult time relating with them. And because I was so different, I wasn't a very physical guy, I wasn't super into sports, I was often picked on and excluded from a lot of activities throughout my youth. About from kindergarten all the way up to around 7th grade, I never really felt like I fit in, and I was very consistently bullied. Never really physical, I mean, sometimes physical, but it was mostly verbal. And I was mostly just labeled a weirdo and kind of like just the guy that no one wanted to hang out with because he didn't play the same games that everyone else played and he didn't talk about the things that everyone else talked about. Yeah, there were people I was able to talk about Nintendo games with, but a lot of times they felt embarrassed to do so because they knew they wouldn't be seen as cool by the other guys in our class. So oftentimes when they did talk to me, they would try to make it as hidden as possible and not try to show their interest or love of it as much as, say, like I did, who was much more open and vocal about it. So hearing all of your stories about whether it was a developmental disorder or the way you looked or any interests you had and being bullied for that, that really meant a lot to me because it has a lot to do why I even made this channel to begin with. The summer before 7th grade, I went to the Smash Bros. Invitational tournament at the Nokia Theater in downtown LA. And when I attended that event, thank goodness it was free. That's like one thing Nintendo's actually done right now. Nintendo's done a lot of things right, but I'm just frustrated with a lot of their business decisions now, but I digress. It was a free event, so me and my brother, we went over to the event. And for the first time in my life, I felt I was somewhere where I truly belonged. My whole life I went through school and had peers and people I never felt like I could really be myself with or feel at home with. But here I was, immersed in a giant crowd of Nintendo fans, diehard fans of Super Smash Bros., and just who weren't afraid to be themselves and be nerds and be who they are and appreciate what they love. And that was the best day of my life. And it was from that day forward, I was really inspired to make videos about Nintendo games. There's a lot more to this story, and I'm sure I'm going to share much more of it as this channel gets bigger. And I'm going to have specific videos dedicated to sharing my story. But I at least just wanted to share a little bit of it in order to make a point. You are loved, and you are welcomed here in my community. Whoever you are, I don't care who you are, what you've been through, what you've done. You're welcome here to just come in my live streams, chill, chat, talk with me, talk with the rest of the community, and just have a good time. Of course, I give you that respect. We all give you that respect. But we do ask that you also share that same respect for everyone else in the community. Please respect me and everyone else as we try to have a good time just talking about the things that we like and being who we are. And you're going to be welcome too. In essence, the reason I made Nintendo Novice is because I wanted to hold on to that feeling of being part of something that I truly felt I belonged to. And I also wanted to extend that feeling to anyone else who engage in my videos and my live streams and my content. I wanted to create a community where people could feel loved and accepted for who they are, no matter their sexuality, their ethnicity, their age, their anything. Their interests, what kind of games they play, what kind of clothes they wear, what kind of socioeconomic status they have. Whoever you are and whatever you choose to be, you have a place here. Because I know what it feels like to be alone. And I don't want anyone in the world to feel that way if I have a say in it. So I'm doing my best to try to create a community where you can really be yourself. And where I can aspire to be myself as well. Before I end the video, I wanted to open up the floor to anyone else who wants to share their stories in the comment section below. Of course, it's not required whatsoever, but if you feel so inclined to tell us a little bit about your experience growing up, getting bullied, or feeling just alienated, feel free to share. It may help inspire some other people to know that they're not alone. And I'll personally be responding to every single comment, voicing my support and my love to each of your individual experiences and stories. Again, it's not required to share it all, and I ask that everyone in the comments be extremely respectful and loving of whatever people choose to share. Just know that I love you guys, and I'm here for you as much as I can be. It's gonna get harder as my channel grows and more people continue to watch me. I can't be friends with everyone as much as I'd love to be friends with everyone, but I want you at the very least to know that I love and I care about you. And I want this channel to be a place where you feel like you truly belong and a place where you find a sense of community, love, and acceptance. I love you guys, and as always, I want to encourage you that when life gives you coins, no matter how difficult the situation is, and no matter how much pain you've been through, make the best out of it. Make one-ups out of that situation, because someday it could pay off. All of the pain and the heartache that you felt through your hard work, determination, and resilience could pay off. And I'm trying as best as possible to live out that dream myself. And I want to do whatever I can to make that a reality for you as well. Hope you have a good weekend, guys. I love you lots. From Novice.